evening, and thanks for joining us tonight for 23 ABC News at 5. I'm Jessica Harrington. Tonight's top stories. The Kern County District Attorney's Office continuing to crack down on price gouging, what they're saying about that offense and how they are addressing it. 23 ABC News at 5 starts right now.
Live from downtown Bakersfield, 23 ABC News at 5 starts now.
Good evening. We begin this evening with the storm sweeping through our area. Rain and hail hitting parts of Kern County this evening. Check out this video. You can see hail and rain as a thunderstorm rolled through northwest Bakersfield. This video was taken in the area of Olive and Coffee Roads. It happened around 4:30 this afternoon. This is just one of many videos and pictures we've been receiving. Let's turn things over to 23 ABC's meteorologist Allison Gargaro, who's tracking the storm's movement right now. Hey, Allison.
Hey, Jess. Yeah, thank you to everybody for sharing that hail video as well as pictures. I want to show you a picture that I took from my neighborhood as well. There's synthetic grass outside and it looks like it was almost snowing, but no, that was just the pea-sized hail that we were tracking as a thunderstorm moved through the region. And now that one that we were tracking is now moving to the northwestern portion of Bakersfield, but there's another one that could be pushing through southwest as we head into the next several minutes, maybe 10, 15 minutes. Those areas could be seeing heavy rain as well as pea-sized hail. We are tracking a significant weather advisory for north central Kern County until about 5:45 this afternoon. There is a thunderstorm that is moving about 25 miles per hour, moving toward the northeast. So we are continuing to track that. And again, we just want to remind you, when thunder roars, make sure that you go indoors so that you are staying safe from the potential for dangerous lightning that could be associated with these thunderstorms moving through. Now we are tracking a low pressure system that's just off the coast of California, actually pushing to the south. So that's what brought that heavy rain across Kern County last night. And in some areas we were seeing more than 1.5 inches. But for us here in Bakersfield, more than 0.6 of an inch of that rain. And like I said, it's only going to continue as we head into the overnight hours. And it looks like we have a few more days of this heavy rain as well. But the areas in green, that is across Kern County. They could be seeing those thunderstorms moving through. So that includes the mountains as well as desert cities. So that's something that we are going to be keeping a very close eye out for as we head into the next few hours. So make sure that if you do hear that thunder roar, make sure you go indoors. But I'll have more details on just how much more rain you can expect as we head into the next several days coming up next.
All right, Allison, thanks. We want to take you into the live center to show you some videos that people have been sending in of the rain and hail. Carissa Ferguson sending us this video. This appears to be her backyard, but you can see just how much rain was coming in. It's flowing across the bottom there. The audio on that one extremely loud. And then check out this one from Peggy Rivera. You can see hail actually hitting the floor there as Allison showed in that other video. And one last one from Dee Dee Morris. Check out the rain and hail, really just seemingly coming out of nowhere. It was relatively calm, and then all of a sudden we saw the rain and hail start pouring down. Thank you so much for sending us your videos and pictures. Continue to do so. We love seeing those. You can post them on our 23 ABC Facebook page, or you can email them to us at news@kero.com. Well, in response to some store owners taking advantage of the COVID-19 pandemic to rise prices of much needed items, the governor's office issued an executive order that prohibits profiteering and expands price gouging protections. Now, the difference between price gouging and profiteering is price gouging occurs when a person or business who already sold specific items prior to the declaration of a state of emergency then raises those prices after the state of emergency by more than 10%, an increase that is not because of increased costs to obtain that item. Now, while profiteering is when a person or business did not sell items that are now in demand prior to the state of emergency, but then started selling the items that are in demand at a higher price during the state of emergency. Kern County District Attorney Cynthia Zimmer says they've seen more incidents of profiteering compared to price gouging.
Both price gouging and profiteering is a crime. They are both misdemeanors. They carry 1 year in the county jail or a large fine. And each incident, each item that someone sells in which they price gouge or profiteer, that is an individual count. So if you sell 100 masks to 100 different people and you profiteer by it, that's 100 different counts. That is can be actually, even though it's a misdemeanor, can be a severe penalty.
Over the past several weeks, the district attorney's office says they have investigated more than 60 complaints of price gouging allegations. Well, today, Kern County Public Health announced they've responded to over 150 public complaints of local businesses that have remained open despite the governor's executive order. Officials say those businesses have now complied, but a local gym was the only business cited by law enforcement. The owner of the Health and Strength Gym off of 21st Street says he was forced to close his doors Friday when Bakersfield police and local health officials showed up. 23 ABC's Bayan Wang spoke with the owner of the gym and joins us live from downtown with more on why the owner says he kept his business open for so long. Bayan?
Yeah, Jessica, good evening. I spoke to the owner. He said he decided to keep this gym open for a couple reasons. He said, for one, during these trying times, he didn't want people to get cooped up at home. He wanted them to come out so they could further the health. He also said that he wanted to push his luck. He wanted to see how far he could go until somebody came onto his property to tell him that he had to close his doors. On Friday, police showed up and his luck ran out. Now, this is all happening 2 days after our story aired, showing that this local gym kept its doors open, but now that's no longer.
This misdemeanor ticket that was issued to me, I can live with it. I'll deal with it. You know, I'm not gloating. I'm not being arrogant about it.
Mark Pacheco, the owner of the Strength and Health Gym on 21st Street, was issued a citation by Bakersfield Police for misdemeanor health and safety violations, according to BPD. Pacheco says his gym was still operating while all the other gyms in Bakersfield closed down amid Governor Gavin Newsom's executive order.
The threat of law enforcement, arrest and incarceration. Fundamentally, I mean, I was forced to close down. Came to the point where they wouldn't leave until everybody vacated the building, and so kind of left me without a choice.
Bakersfield Police confirmed that they issued the citations under the direction of the Kern County Public Health Services Department, an agency who now has more power under their declaration of a local health emergency.
A follow-up of inspections of facilities resulted in one law enforcement citation issued by the Bakersfield Police Department under the health officer order to a local gym.
One of my members informed me that the police were outside, so I kind of had a panic attack and went towards the back, and as I did, they were right there to greet me, came through the back door, asking me to unlock the front door. So when I did, I looked outside, and there was a public health official outside, and she was writing up some kind of documentation.
Pacheco provided that health inspection to 23 ABC News, which stated that more than 10 people were inside the facility Friday, the front door to the gym was locked, and that customers were entering the gym through the back.
I pushed the envelope thinking that, you know, as a lot of us, we heard a lot of rumors. We weren't sure as to whether or not how far they were going to go, whether they were really going to enforce it. So I thought, well, I'll just go ahead and see what happens. And I had a hunch, but, you know, I made a commitment to everybody here. I said that I would not close until it came to that point. And that's exactly what happened.
And Kern County Public Health says that law enforcement here has assisted them on 27 different instances, going out to businesses, making sure that they are complying with orders. Those businesses were initially not complying, but to be clear, this local gym was the only one to receive a citation because they were warned multiple times prior. The owner of the gym says since receiving his citation on Friday, he's seen multiple BPD units patrol the area to make sure that his doors remain closed. For now, we're live in downtown. Bayan Wang, 23 ABC, connecting you.
Kern County Public Health announcing new cases of COVID-19 right here in Kern. Local officials now reporting 252 cases. 246 of those are residents, 6 are non-residents. 2 people have died due to the virus, and more than 5,000 tests have been administered so far. Nearly 2,900 people have tested negative for COVID-19. Nearly 1,900 tests are still pending. The cases are also broken down by region. Now, according to Public Health, there are 107 positive cases in Bakersfield West, 83 confirmed cases located at Bakersfield East, 42 in the Valley region, 8 in the Mountain region, and 6 in the desert. The CEO of Bolthouse Farm says an employee in Bakersfield has tested positive for COVID-19. In a statement, CEO Jeff Dunn said they were notified of a positive test on April 2nd. Dunn said anyone who had close contact with the employee were immediately sent home for self-quarantine and testing and would not return to work until they are cleared. Dunn added all affected work areas were disinfected and sanitized. According to the statement, everyone who enters the work site is screened for a fever. Bolthouse Farms also reported another employee tested positive at their facility in Hodgkins, Illinois. The California Department of Correction and Rehabilitation now reporting another employee at Wasco State Prison has tested positive for COVID-19. The number of cases for employees at the prison is 3. The CDCR is reporting 53 cases for employees around the state. It's also reporting 17 cases for inmates, including one at North Kern State Prison. The Judicial Council of California has adopted an emergency court rule that effectively stops all evictions for the duration of the COVID-19 pandemic. The decision was made during a Judicial Council meeting today. Officials say the only evictions not affected by this rule are the ones necessary to protect public health and safety. This new court rule will apply until 90 days after Governor Gavin Newsom lifts the state of emergency related to the COVID-19 pandemic, or until it's amended or repealed by the Judicial Council. For more information on the specifics of the rule, be sure to head to our website, turnto23.com. Governor Gavin Newsom held a press conference this afternoon from the Sleep Train Arena where the Sacramento Kings once played. He announced that arena would be a site that would house 400 beds for COVID-19 patients. But the governor also announced that they have secured several sites that would provide more than 4,000 beds.
Those 4,613 beds are currently locked down, but they're not by any stretch the totality of what we're trying to source and the number, again, of 20,000 that we ultimately are going to seek. We have 5,005 additional beds that we currently have identified and in the process of negotiations. A condition where
Governor Newsom said not only is he working on beds and protective gear, but also increasing the amount of personnel. President Donald Trump and the coronavirus task force held their daily news briefing earlier today. The president announced an agreement with a company to produce more medical masks.
I can also announce today that we have reached an agreement, very amicable agreement with 3M for the delivery of an additional 55.5 million high-quality face masks each month.
He went on to say that healthcare workers around the nation will be receiving 166.5 million masks over the next couple months. As the U.S. death toll topped 10,000, President Trump added today that the U.S. is entering a crucial and difficult stage in the fight against the pandemic. He added that he spoke with presidential candidate Joe Biden, who made suggestions about addressing COVID-19. The Kern County Sheriff's Office is continuing to look for leads in a deadly shooting from over the weekend in Wasco. According to KCSO, it happened Saturday just before 8 p.m. Deputies were dispatched to a report of multiple gunshots in the area of Gaston and 16th Streets in Wasco. Deputies found a 20-year-old man suffering from a gunshot wound. He was transported to a hospital where he died. Authorities say a vehicle drove by and several people inside shot at the victim. No suspects have been identified or arrested. If you have any information on the shooting, you are asked to call KCSO at 861-3110 or the secret witness line at 322-4040. One person is dead and another behind bars following a deadly DUI crash in southeast Bakersfield. According to Bakersfield police, 2 cars were headed west on East Panama Lane near Cottonwood Road when the driver of the car in the back rear-ended the other, forcing it to roll over. Police say the driver of the car that rolled died at the scene. Police arrested 25-year-old Fashawn Pearson. Pearson faces multiple charges, including driving under the influence resulting in death and gross vehicular manslaughter.